Welcome back once again to my LEGO organizing journey. If you happen to just be finding this, I came into 2025 with a big goal, and that was to organize 391 pounds of yard sale, garage sale, and flea market LEGO. And so far this year, in the first 2 months, I've been doing just that. I worked through all of the small containers that I had, and we reached a checkpoint, which has now allowed us to start on the bigger stuff, including this blue bin, which I'll be working on today. And this happens to be the first of 12 large yard sale totes that I need to get through this year, and I'm excited to jump into it, so let's do it. This tote or bin is really nothing special, and the only reason that I'm starting with this is because this one doesn't have a lid, whereas all the other ones do, and I didn't love the idea of this being in the storage room and collecting dust, although if you look down in here, everything is pretty dirty. There's a lot of non-LEGO in here, and what I've decided to do with this one, and learning from my mistakes in the smaller sorts, is what I'm going to do is filter out all the non-LEGO, and then get it to be just a LEGO collection, and then I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to sort it. Before I was sorting and then cleaning, which creates a lot of work. So I have this bin. This is going to be for the non-LEGO. This is going to be for the LEGO. This will get donated, or I'm going to give it away. In fact, I have a whole collection here of stuff that we've gone through that's non-LEGO or super dirty that I'll be giving away at the very end of this, and I imagine that's going to be a lot fuller. But we'll start a fresh one here so we can keep track of what's all coming out of this. I weighed this in a previous video, and it's 26 pounds, including the container, so slightly less LEGO in there than that. But this should keep me busy for a while, and my ultimate goal, I guess, is to try to get through this within a week's time. If I can do that and maintain that pace, I have all of my sorting and basically organizing done by the beginning of summer, which would be incredible, because then that takes us to our next phase, which I'm very excited about. But we got to jump into this, and that's what we're going to do, and I guess we just get started. I was going to just do scoops out of this and then work through it, but there's a part of me that wants to just dump this out, if anything, just because it's super satisfying for you to see it, all the pieces out here. But there's some really big stuff in here, so maybe I'll pick the big things out, and then I'll give myself some space, and we'll just make this like the workspace for the week or however long this takes me to get through, and I'll just keep shuffling pieces between these two bins, because if these aren't on the table, I now all of a sudden have a lot of space to work here. So let's go ahead and do it. I'm doing it for you guys. Leave a like if you want to, and let's take these things out and we'll do the dump. I actually had some people asking about these boat pieces, and this is what I've got here. These are all LEGO, so if you know what set this is from, I'm not going to bother brickinizing right now because we just got too much work here to do. As you can see, very dirty, so all this will need cleaned. In fact, I have an ultrasonic cleaner coming in the mail today. I had some recommendations to buy one of them, and my wife got one for her jewelry, and I tried it with some LEGO pieces, and it was incredible. So I got a sizable one coming, and I'm very excited about that. So it's like perfect timing to go through a dirty lot here, and I'll be able to clean it up real nice. This is a Bionicle dude. We'll set him aside. I have a Bionicle lot, $5 Bionicle bin, if anybody's old school enough to remember that from the channel. We're going to go through that after all this is done, so that'll be another phase this summer. We've got a manual here. If you're curious, it's 4888 designer set. Maybe we can build some of that out of these pieces. We got a giant wing set here. Is this LEGO? Yeah, that's LEGO, just very dirty once again. And yeah, you can see Mega in here. That's LEGO. Yeah, it's not LEGO. And like, this is what we're dealing with here, peeps. So, I mean, some of this is just going to get tossed, but there's some good stuff in here. I guarantee it. I'd love to find some minifigs. In fact, there's a vintage minifig right there. Remember that from like the mid-90s. I'll put them down here so you can see it. I know the camera, sometimes when I hold pieces up like that, it doesn't love to focus on the thing in front. It's so excited about what's behind, just like me. Yeah, you guys ready? Let's do this. I'm going to set it up on a tripod so we don't miss the shot here, but I'll try to dump a good bit of this out. I think this is going to get a little outrageous. Here we go. It's going to be a Brickitect video, guaranteed. Okay, why don't we start there? It was ambitious to think that we were going to do that all in one shot. This is what's left in here. You can see a little bit more into the pile. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of LEGO and non-LEGO and just filth and gross. Look at this piece. Oh goodness gracious. I'm no stranger to cleaning stuff up, and I'm okay with that, but here is, I guess, what we're going to be going through now. It's a lot. Hey, there's some non-LEGO. Our first piece going in the non-LEGO. We got some big stuff. We actually had a wheel go in there, which is LEGO, so that's okay. But here's what we're looking at. Try to get some light on this for you. My This container's hogging up all the lighting. If I'm guessing, I'd say that was about half of the lot that was in there. And the first thing that I'm noticing here, we got a free Nerf dart. Give that to Clark, man. Some of this stuff can be salvaged. Check that out. That is, it says Tonka on it. What brand is that? I don't even know. Not Lego, but that's kind of cool. Sometimes the non-Lego stuff, it's like, I notice it more. I don't know if you're like this too. Like that was that piece we saw earlier, the other half of it maybe. You notice the non-Lego stuff. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb and you're like, hey, that's not a Lego piece. That's not a Lego piece. You just notice it. So this is what I'm assuming. I don't know where this came from because I've had a lot of this stuff for years, unfortunately. Hey, we'll put that in there. I don't know where this came from or the backstory on it. It's probably on the channel somewhere, me celebrating when I scored this at a yard sale, but I don't know. I don't know where this came from. I just know that the kid had like a lot of non-Lego stuff and didn't seem to care too much about keeping his collection clean, which is totally fine because that's what I'm here for. And I'm going to go through this, trying to decide how much of this you guys want to see. Somebody would probably love to see me just do a video where I do nothing but sort this out. Maybe we can do that. But I think most probably would just like to see the highlights and be like, oh, okay, that's all the non-Lego that came out of there. Interesting. Thank you for saving me from all the hours of time and effort that you put into that. Check that out. That's pretty cool. That is actually Lego. Okay, our bin. I think we might need a bigger bin. I think someone painted these. I'm not going to salvage that. That's going to go into the donation pile. Are there any minifigs in here? I know people like two things when I go through these, and that's interesting parts and pieces and minifigs. And so far, there's a minifig for you. I don't know if that's anything fancy pants, but there's I don't know what these guys are. Are these from Mega? I don't know. But they're kind of the same. There must be a lot of these in here because I'm finding a collection already. What's this? Another pair of legs. Again, the non-Lego stuff. It's just like, there it is. What's this? Oh, that's Lego, isn't it? It's dirty, but I think it's Lego. Put that aside. Some stuff I just have never seen before, so it's like, yeah, coming across it for the first time. I'll do a little moving things around. Oh no, this looks familiar to me from when I was a kid. We had a dog, and well, it could be a kid teeth marks too, but I think a dog started chewing on that. At least it wasn't a rare part. What's that? Is this from? It's a Lego piece behind that. Is that a Lego piece? That is Lego. That's pretty cool. Don't have that piece in my collection. All right, we're finding some things. I gotta make sure this is Lego. Is that? Yeah, that's Lego too. Verified. Interesting pieces. I'll take them. What else we got in here? Another one of these trailers. We'll put that into the big piece lot, I guess, is what we'll call it. Got ladder out of here. Man, I think the non-Lego is definitely going to start piling up here. It's going to be a lot out of this. Right there's some more too. Yeah, we'll go through this, and if I find some interesting stuff, there's a dude. If I find some interesting stuff, I'll definitely share it with you. And always, there we go. Anytime I turn the camera off, that's exactly the moment that I'm like, oh, why'd I turn that off? This thing's so cool. So we'll just leave it on for now. Just in case. If I leave it on, though, it means I won't find anything. Just so you know. So you should hope that I just turn the camera off now. But I'm not going to. We got a Batman cape. Oh, it's all ripped and shredded. Sugar Shack. Just when you thought you found a win, you take a loss. There's another chewed up piece. What was going on in this collection? When you go through stuff like this, it's kind of like being an investigator a little bit. You're like, what's the backstory here? How did all this come to be? Like, why is this in here? You know? It's just, it's kind of interesting for those reasons. But I also find this very satisfying as well. You might look at this like a nightmare. You're like, oh my gosh, thank God I don't have to do all that. But for me, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. It's really fun going through. And satisfying once you have all your collection dialed in. Like some of the stuff that I have over here, I still have to sort all that out. But that's what I've been going through these few months, trying to get everything organized. I freed up a whole bunch of drawers here, in fact, because I got some more storage, which I'll show you here. We'll do a quick little side quest. We'll come back to this. As fun as this is, I got to show you something. I know this isn't super related to what we're doing now, but this is kind of what was happening behind the scenes in between the last video and this one. I got more storage drawers for all of my slopes and my plates, and I'm pretty happy to have those. Plus, look at this, something seldom seen in the Brickitect studio. we've got empty drawers. It's a beautiful thing. That's not going to stay there. I'm going to get my table raised up, different table, and they're actually going to go under there, and it's going to fit really nicely. Sort of like this, only we're going to raise it up a little bit. It'll be a little bit higher. So that's something to look forward to as well. But that's for the future. This is for now. I'm going to go through this, turn off the camera so I can come back and show you the really cool thing that I find as soon as that happens. I actually found a few items that I thought were interesting to me and maybe to you as well. This piece right here. I've never seen this before in Lego, but it is in fact Lego. It's got like suspension on the side. Reminds me of one of the Lego Juniors sets that we see these days. I actually found one of those here, and I don't know if this has spray paint on it or what, but can you see the white speckles on there? Kind of looks neat, but I don't think that's supposed to be that way. I don't know if that's going to come off or not. Another thing that I found, maybe the coolest thing, I found a bald eagle in here. How cool is that? I say this again, I don't have that in my collection. Mrs. Brickitect gets so mad when I was saying that back in the day. When I got back into Lego as an adult, I'd be like, oh, I don't have that in my collection. It could be like the simplest piece, like, oh, I don't have a chair in my collection. Actually, I've got a couple of those. But anyways, I thought that was really cool. And then other than that, I found this piece. I'm not sure what this is from, but I had to check on it. I was like, is that Lego? And it turns out it is. And then I found a bunch of torsos from minifigs. I haven't found really many complete minifigs yet outside of the ones that I showed you. In fact, I think this guy right here might be the only complete one in this entire lot. But we do have some torsos here, and I'll try to go over them slowly so you can see them. And I don't know what year these are from, but they feel a little bit older. So that's what I found so far. And other than that, I think this is just going to be the grind. So I'm going to work my way through it, get all the non-Lego. I've been making a little pile here. The ones that I already showed you are kind of in here. I was just kind of sweeping them off. I don't really need to make a giant pile. I did find this. I'm not sure if I showed that or not. But that'll go in there. And yeah, there's some legs. Work my way through all this stuff, and I'll show you what we come out of here with and what I make out with on our first day working on the big blue Lego tote with no lid. There's more blue ones. I was a little curious about the eagle, so I looked it up, and the cheapest one in the US on Bricklink is $12.99. It's exclusive to one set, which it turns out I actually have that set. This is the set here. It's from 2018, and there's the eagle. I had this somewhere in the storage room in Doom, so what I think I might do, actually, since I do have this, in theory at least, is maybe I'll list that on eBay, and then I'll use that money to, you guessed it, buy more Lego storage, because even though this looks empty now, another 300 pounds is going to fill this stuff up, including the ones that I have. So yeah, maybe we'll sell it, or maybe we'll keep it. You can never have too much Legos, from what I heard. One thing I'm finding a lot of in here is broken Lego pieces. Like, how does that happen? Other than you just literally like snapped it. Let me try it. I'll just try it here. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to do, but that doesn't just happen naturally in a collection. So somebody was a little destructive here with their pieces. Didn't appreciate the Lego they had, from what I can tell. And I mean, they sold it all, so must not have loved it the way that it'll get loved here in the Brickitect studio. As weird as that sounds. I like these, though. These pieces, kind of cool. I'll set those aside. Oh, man, we got more of those. Look at that. Can I get a fourth one? There might be one. You never know. It might be in the other half. We'll have to see. This is just the beginning. Ugh, what's that? What's that, brother? It looks like Gorilla Tape. Oh, that piece is literally stuck in there. It is Lego, though, so we'll see. Working my way through, and it feels good when you can actually see some table. What you don't want to see on your table, though, is this. This is just like dog hair and sticks and stuff like that. But I'm loading up the Lego stuff down here, the non-Lego, also getting loaded up here. And we're just kind of splitting it up, working my way through, and I just wanted to do a little update. In terms of interesting stuff that I found, we'll just avoid that. I thought this piece was interesting. It's kind of like bars, but it's in my favorite blue color in Lego. And then this was clear. It's like the tail of a plane. And then I found this. I don't know if that's Lego or not. It kind of reminds me of Lego Friends a little bit, but I thought that was a cool piece as well. So only 3 interesting pieces. Everything else, just the grind. You're not missing much, but I wanted to give an update and celebrate the table. Just not that. Took a dinner break, and now I'm back to battle against what I'm assuming to be a lot of dog hair. Absolutely disgusting. So much non-Lego. Like, the pile is getting crazy here. And every piece, it's like, all right, I got to determine if it's Lego. Get all the dog hair off of it. Set it aside. If it's non-Lego, put it over here. It's gross. This is one of the dirtiest ones that I've come across, both in terms of pieces and just filth in general. I did find a couple cool pieces in here that I want to share with you, though. This one I really like, and I found this as well. I wasn't sure if that was Lego or not. It turns out that it is, I believe. But yeah, those are neat. Just found another one sitting over here. Got the multicolored parrot. Yeah, you just never know. It's like a treasure hunt, really. Here's a fun question for the comments. Would you rather have a clean collection that's Lego and non-Lego? Or would you rather have it be filthy, but everything's Lego? Which one would you choose? I'd probably go, personally, I'd go filthy, and then I would clean everything, and then I would just get rid of the Lego that's not clean after it's been cleaned, if that makes sense, as opposed to Lego and non-Lego, because then you're spending a lot of time trying to like sift through that and figure out what's what between the two. Like, there's a non-Lego, there's Lego, there's the dog hair. This is the worst of both worlds, I guess. I'm doing a lot of complaining, but I'm actually kind of enjoying going through this, because I know as I progress, I'm getting closer to my goal. This is 1 of 12, well, the first half of 1, and we're doing it. So I just wanted to share that. And some cool pieces that I found along the way. And some complaining along the way, too. Got to have some of that in there for good measure. The sun is literally set outside. That's how much time I put into this afternoon, into this evening. And I only have one question for you. How dirty does your house have to be for this to be in your Lego collection? Like, obviously, this was on their floor. And the Lego stuff was probably there, too. And when he put it away, that came with it. But could you imagine your house looking like this? It's one thing having animals, but you gotta have a vacuum cleaner. And this wasn't even the bottom of it. Like, we didn't even get to the bottom. So can you imagine, like, how bad is it down below there? We'll find that out tomorrow, most likely. But I want to show you some things. First of all, here is the non-Lego that I pulled out of here. You saw a little bit of that initially. I'm going to put this all in here, but I wanted to give you an idea just with everything out. This is what the non-Lego stuff looks like. There might be a few Lego pieces in here that are very dirty, but a lot of this is just like mega, and I'm happy to see it go. Luckily, there was a lot of Lego that came out of there. I won't dare put this on the table on top of that dog stuff. I'll put it here on the edge. Man, can you imagine working all afternoon simply just to get to the point where you could eventually sort? Like, this stuff needs clean next, but oh man, that was a lot of work just to like get that all out of there. Filtering through that, that's what took a lot of time, because I didn't want that dog hair to come into here. And I also don't want it in here either, because if I give this away, I don't want it to be covered like that. That's just gross. So I was spending a lot of time kind of like going through this. My hands are absolutely disgusting. I'm going to have to like sanitize everything, including my camera and probably my entire body, actually. This is the Lego that I pulled. I don't have my scale out here, so I can't tell you weight, but we're like halfway. Like, that is what we got out of this whole thing. But I do have a couple extra things that I want to share with you here. Not that anymore. Let's forget that ever happened. Let's just look at the minifigs. I don't think anything more exciting happened there. I did find like Robin's legs, but it's like super loose and not good. Most of these minifig bodies and torsos are really rough, so I don't know if they'll even make it into the collection. But I did find a few extra pieces at the very end that I wanted to share with you on a positive note, since I feel like I don't want to be a complainer, because obviously maybe like this collection was no money at all, and I'm sure I got a deal on it. But man, going through that dirty stuff, it's time consuming when you got goals, right? And I'm sure you can relate. I found this in there. I've never seen one of these in green before, and I thought that was interesting. It's one of those like droid arms. We got a blue boomerang. Did not have that in the collection. I'm going to stop saying that. This piece, I don't think I have that in that color, nor do I have that piece at all. I had to double check to make sure that was Lego, and I believe that it is. You can correct me if I'm wrong. This piece I thought was neat. I had to look at that one up too, because I've never seen it before. It is in fact Lego. This is like a little gauge. That's Lego. This was even more fun. This is a hamburger bun, like the top of a bun. We had a green backpack. This piece, I have not verified that it's Lego. I just thought it was cool because it's like trans blue. And then this, I thought was neat too. That reminds me of when I was a kid and there was 4 wide cars. Do you remember those days? Also this, I don't know if I showed this earlier, but we got the octane front of a vehicle or a plane. And then this piece I had to look up as well. I was like, is that Lego? And it turns out that it is. So those were the interesting pieces from the end of it. And I thought maybe you'd like to see those. I wish I could show you something better with the minifigs, but that's all that was in there. It's surprising based on how large this collection is. So I'm wondering, I don't know, maybe they got pulled or something and this is just what was left over. But I thought those pieces were neat, and that's what I got done so far today. Or I guess so far today. That's pretty much the end of the day today. But we're working towards our goal. We're getting the non-Lego out of here. We've got a collection here that can be cleaned. My ultrasonic cleaner came today while I was doing this, so we can try that out. I don't know if maybe I'll run a little bit of it through, but all this is going to need cleaned. We still have a lot to do. Hey, we got some stuff stuck up here too, including a torso there, which is actually in decent shape. But we got a lot in here. We got a boat, boot Lego boat. And yeah, I'd say, man, we might have more than half left. So this is going to take me a bit. But if I can get through this in 1 week is my goal. To get through this entire thing, get it cleaned and get it sorted in 1 week, that would be amazing. Because that's 26 pounds of what I'm estimating to be like 300 pounds left. And it's awesome to be able to get through it. And to have the opportunity to add all this to my collection is pretty awesome. Whether it's dirty or not, you really can't complain when you got a bunch of Lego that you get to add in. And in the future, we'll be able to make all kinds of great stuff out of this. At least that's the goal, if I ever make it through all this organizing. On that note, I'm going to clean this table off, wipe it down, and get it all sanitized for literally no reason, because tomorrow we're going to be right back at it, pulling the non-Lego out, getting it filtered down to the good stuff, so I can then clean it and organize it and put it into the collection, and we're just going to keep going until it's all done. 12 totes. Who's with me on this? Let's get it done. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.